first of all, I want to thank my team for really staying together, and especially the team as well as the coaches, because I've missed quite a bit. So I thank the fans for their cards of sympathy. This has been an extremely rough month for me, for the last month. So I try not to talk about it, and the team received me well. The coaches did. I'm just trying to get back into the scheme of things, and I think that you could understand what's been happening to me. But I'm grateful to all of everyone, our administrators, for their understanding, and just everybody for really stepping in and making it as easy as can be at this particular time. So I just want to thank everybody, and we'll try to get back in the swing of things, and it's making it easier with this win today. That was a great team that we played, and I think that you saw the kind of scoring they did against Minnesota. But the team learned, and they worked hard and didn't give up, and we've been seeing that. I was proud of the way they played against Penn State. So I've seen some of our games that I have not been able to come to. So they were probably wondering, because sometimes I would comment since I've been here about something that they may have done, or good or bad. And so I've had the benefit of the tape, but not everything. But I'm here, I'm back, and I'm hoping that we can ride this out and do the right thing. Thank you.
Vivian, first, our condolences from all of us, I'm sure. Not to make you talk about something you don't want to talk about, but I think what everybody wants to know is the emotion you were feeling today when that game ended, after what you've been through, to have a performance like that. Were you thinking about your mom tonight?
Those kind of performances are they happen once in a lifetime. I wore blue because that's my mom's favorite color, and I was just praying that I could have a level head and just be calm, and that the team was able to play to their abilities, because it's been hard. The coaches have done a great job. It's been hard. I'm just coming in the middle of this. This is amazing, and I gotta believe my mom, because she would come to all the games every time she had an opportunity to come to the games, and so I know she had be smiling, and it was good to see the smiles on the team's face. And when I first came back, the team wanted to reach out, but right now I'm not able to talk about it without some emotion. So I just want to try to. I can't forget about it, because I think about it every second, but I'm just trying to immerse myself in basketball. So to a great extent, basketball is like it's one place that I can be at peace for a minute. They might feel like I'm not at peace, but I'm doing what I do, and it feels good, because I don't find myself my mind wondering about things. So it's been a great place for me to sort of lose myself, and I pray that in time, I'll be able to handle this much better.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Tyler, Kalia, kind of tough to follow up. The fast break, you could rebound, push the ball up the court. Can you just break down that whole sequence after the final seconds?
It's so funny, because earlier in that quarter, it was a possession where I was coming down the floor and I didn't have my eyes up, and coach had got on me about passing the ball up, getting my eyes up and passing the ball up, and I was like, dang, like I can do it. And then that play, it just happened. Everything happened so fast. Rachel got the block, got the rebound, and I just had my eyes up, and I saw Tyler, and I got her the ball, and she finished.
And then Tyler, I guess you catch the ball, it almost looked like you just flipped it up. Did you even look at the time? Did you know the time on the clock when you caught the ball?
I glanced a little bit once I first started taking off. I knew I had time, but I just took a little glance, and when I looked up, it was like 5 seconds, and I knew I had enough time and just laid the ball up. But Rachel made a great play, and honestly, we wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for Rachel. She helped Kai out on the block. Kai got the rebound, pushed the ball, so these two made the layup easy for me.
Richard, can you talk about the block? Any worries about a foul there, trying to be aggressive, or did you? Blocks are your thing, right?
I was worried about getting the foul, but then I was just telling myself just time it. And so as soon as she just let it go, I just swatted, as Coach Stringer said. Gotta stop swatting, but I had to that time.
Coach, with the way you guys have preached team basketball the whole year with Rachel getting the block and then Kalia getting the rebound and finding Tyler, was there really a more fitting way to end this game?
It was perfect. I mean, it couldn't have been more fitting. It was fitting in every respect. Even with all of the players that came off the bench and the players that were there on the, cheering on the bench, because I think that you saw a team that was really into it, to jumping and screaming. I looked at the bench against the game with Penn State, and you would think that we were playing for a national championship. So they've been together. They've been really focused in not getting down on themselves, and that's what we've got to do. It was only fitting, if you think about it. Rachel does her thing. She blocks shots. Kai gets out and streaks. It's just that this time, Tyler got in front of her, which seldom happens in that respect, because Tyler has done this before in a championship with the WNIT. That same situation. I think it was another game when we were in Texas, but it was only fitting, and Kai did just what she said, because she missed her a couple minutes before that.
Kalia, I noticed as soon as the game ended, you ran over to Coach Stringer and gave her a hug. Is that just to show her how much she means to you guys?
Yeah, it was. I just had to give her a hug, because I just know that she really, this one was really good for her, making her feel better, because she hadn't been here, and just to show her that we can come out and fight and just let basketball be her safe haven and let her be able to enjoy this one.
For any of the ladies, this is a team that bounced you out of the Big Ten tournament last season. You came in with pretty much identical records entering this game. Does it mean any more to beat this team and kind of be back in the hunt for the tournament?
I think we were more focused on ourselves. I think the coaches, they put a little bit more pressure on us coming into this game, just making us more aware of where we are right now as far as the Big Ten, and also looking ahead at the NCAA tournament. So I think that it was some good pressure for us. I don't think we really looked at the opponent. We just looked at it as somebody else without a Rutgers jersey on, and we came out and we played defense, and we got the win.
Tyler, how different does this feel, say, from that loss you had to them in the Big Ten tournament last season?
It feels better, and the fact that we did it for Coach Stringer, it makes it that much sweeter. So we're happy that we got the win, but mainly this win was for Coach Stringer. It wasn't for the team, nobody but Coach Stringer.
Any other questions?
Can you just talk about the job that Coach Dietman did? I mean, he talked about after the Penn State game for Vivian and for the players about wanting to keep the program and give you the program, where he left it.
Coach Eatman and I worked together for a year at the University of Iowa. I have tremendous respect for him, and as you know, I asked him to step in for me, because a lot of things that I have introduced and things that I haven't introduced are not new to him. So it was only fitting. It was easy. I think he's kind of calm with what he does, but in all due respect, Coach Kelly and Coach Wanye, they worked extremely well together as a team. And in fact, Coach Michelle Edwards, as well as Betsy Youngman, because Betsy, even though she works in administration here, she was my first assistant, before coming. And then of course Michelle Edwards, they know everything that's going on because they've run the same system. So they've all just band together. They have had meetings. I mean, it's extremely hard for them to try to get together as they have. Recruit, because we've got to recruit. It's just that I've been out of it for the last month, because I've been going back and forth to Atlanta 2 or 3 times a week and coming back in here, and I've been exhausted, and the coaches have understood, and I've asked them to help me, bring me up to date with what we're doing, because where I was, I couldn't look at tapes. I could look at it on an iPad, but he did an outstanding job, and I think that what was most important to him, as well as to Coach Wanye, as well as to Coach Kelly, is we were doing a one for all for one, and that's the best way I can explain it, the whole group.
Just going to say it's good to get that, considering that you had to basically undergo that whole change in staff in the finally get them, where everybody's pulling together, because you had so many
Well-
new guys, and you knew them well,
Well, you know what, I was thinking about, God, what, you don't understand why anything happens, really. And I certainly haven't during this time, but I'm coming to grips with some things. But for this to happen where I missed this kind of time, and for me to have 3 new assistants, that's a monster. If it had been last year where all of my assistants were players and they knew the system, everything, I could have called them up and said, run this and run that, and they could have taught it, and they could have done it. But the coaches, that's why you have to give nothing but respect to the assistant coaches, because they're sometimes learning at the same time that the players are, and they're expected to have perfect knowledge of what they're doing, and then you're talking to young people who they've got to convince also that they know what they're doing, because they're outstanding coaches in their own right. Do you understand what I'm saying? But these players know the system. So that's why Tim even became a major, because he at least knew the system best of the coaches, because he has run it before. But it wouldn't have been able to be done had it not been for the players who helped each other and helped the underclassmen to know what they need to do. So, yeah. So all due respect, I mean, they have done an outstanding job, in addition to the fact that we're still trying to recruit. And so there's no rest, as they say, no rest for the weary.
Tyler, down 3, you had that open look from the corner, you missed it. Brianna grabs the rebound, back out, top arc, hit that gives you the opportunity to win the game later. How important was that play in this game? And how important has she been, especially in the last few weeks, just filling the stat sheets, whether she's scoring 10 or not? She's got, even stats across the board.
That was a very big play too. We know Brianna can knock down a 3, and we just been telling her to keep shooting it, and for her to step up and make that shot was great. And she's been great rebounding, getting other people involved, and scoring. So she's just an all-around great player, and I'm happy to be playing with her.
Let me say on Bree's side of it, when Bree first came in, she was a McDonald's All-American and all that. And obviously, the point guard, there's a lot of things that you have to learn. But she had to, because she got hurt, she had to open heart surgery, and then she just worked extremely hard on her shooting. And so I think that she's become much more comfortable. That's why she's taking the drives, finishing up on layups. And I just look at where she was as a freshman and where she is now, and it's outstanding. Because you're right, statistically, with rebounds, assists, just the whole thing. And for her to take the shot like, Tyler said, we all know that she can shoot it at the 3-point range. She did not hesitate. She didn't try to get it a little closer. She knew that we needed the 3. So it was good to see that kind of confidence. And I'm hoping that we can, go ahead and see whoever we see as, just like Kai said and Tyler, hey, just another opponent. We just need to put it all together and get it done.